Okay, I'm going to start out by showing you the first two steps of our tote bag. First, you would take your fabric. You should have purchased a half of a yard. If you purchase something longer, that is okay, you'll just have extra. So this is much larger than a half yard. So if yours is longer, it'll look similar to this. You are going to fold it in half, good sides together. So the printed pattern should be touching so that it looks inside out. You want to make sure that you line up the edges as much as possible and smooth out your crease. You then have two choices. You have the narrow choice pattern. It's a little bit skinnier, but still just the same length as the wide. The wide is just, again, a little bit wider. It would fit something like your binder, although I wouldn't recommend carrying your binders around, simply because the bags are more used for maybe an overnight or your gym clothes or something like that. Okay, so you would pick what size, the narrow or the wide, and you would line up your pattern onto your fabric. Notice this says fold. You need to make sure that you put the folded edge on the fold. You do not cut the fold. Do not cut right here. So what you will do is line it up. You'll take your marking pencil or your marking chalk and you will literally just trace your pattern. So for this one, it matches pretty well, so all I have to do is one line. Some of you will have fabric up here, so you would go cut across. And if this edge, if the store you purchased it at didn't cut very well, you could move it over a little bit and trace down this side as well. So you will then cut along your line so that you have your pattern cut out. For example, this one here, it's also the wide, has been cut. Now, one thing I want to mention with this one, this pattern is directional, meaning that the cars go one way. In order to make sure that my cars are not upside down when I put my bag together, I need to cut the fold. Yes, I know I just said don't cut the fold. However, if you have a directional pattern like these cars, or maybe an MU sign for Missouri or KU or something like that for a sports team, then you would need to go ahead and cut that fold so you have two individual pieces. Okay? So those who do not have a directional pattern will have one long piece. Okay, remember, this is an example of a non-directional pattern. It doesn't matter which way you turn it, it looks the same. Therefore, when you lay out your pattern, you would not cut the fold. So here on my lines, make sure my edges are even. And I've already traced my pattern, so I would just cut right up the side. And I would open it up and have one long piece that I would then go to the serger and serge all the way down here, flip it over and serge all the way down this side. My car fabric, on the other hand, is directional. If I cut it in the middle, which I will do, you will see that my cars could be upside down. So therefore, I will cut my fold so that when I serge, I will actually have four sides. I will have the long side of this piece, and then again on this side, and then I would also do the long sides on this side and the long sides on this side. When I am done with that, I would put my two pieces together. Again, cars facing up, cars facing up. I would match the bottom, and then I would actually go to my serger and serge these together at the bottom.